Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to A.O.S Group. Here we talk about everything related to language studies. If you are learning the French language, the Spanish, German, or Chinese language, and we also help perfect your English language. Likewise, we assist people to actually prepare for internationally recognized language tests like the IELTS, like the TOEFL, the TEF Canada, and TCF Canada. And if you are on the verge of actually working on your permanent residency applications or visa applications, we are actually there for you to assist you all the way. Now, that being said, as you know it, we are always scheduled to start our live Q&A sessions by 3 p.m. West African time or 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time daily. So if you have any questions whatsoever or clarifications you would like to seek relating to the video title of today, then kindly drop it on the live chat section or on the comment section of this video. Now, today we want to actually respond to the question 385. And the question goes thus: it states that is it possible to get a job from a Canadian employer while still in Nigeria? And the question was asked by Olorunleke Akindote-White from Nigeria. And as you know, our questions are always extracted from the JAPA to Canada in 2023 webinar Q&As. Now, many people will state that it is not possible to actually get a job from Canada, you understand, whilst in your own country, in Nigeria specifically in this scenario. But I will state it now that it is very possible, and we have seen situations whereby people actually get their Canadian jobs right from Nigeria. However, you may want to note some different kinds of jobs that you could get. You could get some jobs that are virtual based. That means these are jobs that do not necessarily require you to be in Canada yet. In other words, you can work with that particular company, do you understand, while still in your own country. So those are jobs that are not visa sponsored jobs, and many people can get such jobs while in their own country without necessarily being in Canada and be paid by a Canadian employer from Canada in their own country, and they would either earn in dollars or they would earn in their own particular home currency. Now, that being said, there are still other jobs that are termed visa jobs, and these are jobs that would allow you, from the name, to get sponsored for either a work permit or get sponsored on a permanent residency basis. And I want to kind of explain the differentiation between two of them because they are different jobs meant for different sets of people. If you are someone who are going temporarily to Canada, be it as a student under like international student pathway, or you are going as a temporary worker under the so-called work permit, then you would need some jobs that would require you to work in Canada. Do you understand? For a Canadian employer. And these are always jobs that have a kind of contract based agreement. In other words, these jobs would require you to work perhaps for a few months or a few years and later on actually come back to your own country to what, to live and to reside. Do you understand? Now, these are jobs that do not necessarily need you to have a full-time job or a job that is permanent based. Do you understand? You can have a contract as a temporary worker, and that contract would elapse as soon as perhaps maybe your visa expires or your passport expires, or the reverse is the case. The passport will expire when your work in that particular organization expires. Do you understand? Now, in this kind of jobs, which are visa sponsored jobs as well and contract based jobs, they are jobs that may actually be restrictive in the sense that you may have to just work with one employer at a time. And those are what we call the employer specific work permit. So, in other words, if you are getting such jobs, it all just means that the contract that you are signing or the contract you are agreeing to is that as soon as you have terminated your employment with that Canadian employer, then you would have to come back to your own country because your visa as well would most likely expire along with that contract. I hope you got that difference. Now, for visa sponsored jobs that are temporary, you understand, there are some that are open work permits. In other words, you can work with a particular employer today and work with another employer tomorrow. Do you understand? This kind of work permit allows you to actually work with several employers without necessarily having your visa or your work permit terminated at the end of working with one particular employer. Do you understand? Now, it's very possible, as I've said before, that you could get a job from a Canadian employer in Nigeria or in your home country. But again, the types of jobs you need to get may be different based on what you want to achieve. If you are not part of the sect of people or immigrants that are looking to actually get to relocate to Canada through the temporary route, if you are looking to immigrate through the permanent route, in other words, through what we know as the permanent residence pathway, then you may need to actually relocate or get a job to relocate, which is a permanent job, just like the term of permanent residency states. It's a full-time job. You understand? It has a start date and not necessarily has an end date. Do you understand? And it is a job that actually fits in your particular role. Do you understand? The fact that you are working as a doctor in Nigeria, for instance, may not necessarily mean that you would also get to work as a medical doctor in Canada, you understand, with a job. However, any job you want to get, you have to make sure that you have that skill to perform on that job. Do you understand? You have what it takes to perform in that job, and you are willing to stay with that employer for at least a year or more. Do you understand? And that employer also is willing to have you, you understand, to work for him or her for 1 year at least or more, you understand, permanently as a full-time employee without any, you understand, without any problems. Now, you must note that these kind of jobs are the jobs that are very much more difficult to find. And I would state that many people will state that these kind of jobs are not possible to get from their own country. And yes, they may be right at one point, but at the other, we have seen situations, even there have been provincial nominee programs of different provinces and territories in Canada that are based on employing foreign expatriates to get jobs in Canada right from their own country. However, there's a catch to it. It is not all kinds of jobs that would easily get a job, you understand, for you, or that you can easily get a job for right from your own country in Canada. There are some particular in-demand jobs, do you understand, that are very, very important and very, very scarce to fill in Canada. Now, those are the jobs that you as an employee, you as a job seeker should try to actually get if you are working on getting a job from your own country in Canada. So that being said, we at AOS Group assist clients to actually get such jobs. We are not licensed immigration consultants, we are not travel agents, but if you want our help in getting jobs, whether be it the temporary jobs I talked about, or the permanent jobs, or the virtual jobs, the contract jobs, we can actually assist you to get those jobs anywhere you are. So all you just got to do is to reach out to us on our website, aosacademy.com, or to even send us an email on admin@aosacademy.com, or even reach out to us on WhatsApp on our Nigerian number +2348107714449, or on our Canadian number +16479474399. So I do hope you got value from it. If you have any question whatsoever, drop it on the comment section or on the live chat section of this video. And please, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe right now. Hit on the notification bar to get notified anytime we drop the content, and like and share this video with your friends and with your family. And I do hope to see you in our next Q&A sessions. Thank you very much, everyone, and do have a lovely day ahead. Bye for now.